Okay, so counterpoint pavilion narrative. So what I set up here, I grabbed a few images. So if we look at that Sox Studio site on this project, it's got a bunch of, it's great. It's got a lot of good documentation. This is a really cool site, by the way, if you want to just look at cool visual media stuff. But what was nice about it is look at all these funny drawings, right? I mean, this is from back in the day, 60s, I think. This project's really kooky. Like, look at this word here. Look at this word just to have this moment together. The ediculia is what those things are. The little column areas, the cosmic center, and then brooms, beds, etc. Specific. So the cosmic center and then all the specific floating around. There's your party. That's the idea. So these are the cosmic centers. And what do we put in the cosmic center, do you ask? Let me tell you. We put at the most cosmic center a bathtub. Interesting, right? So there's a shower, bath, jacuzzi kind of thing. It's the 60s, man. They were hanging out in this house. It's kind of open free plan. Open to the nature here, playing your piano, hanging out under the daylight there, and yeah, it's a cool spot. Cool spot. So anyway, we're going to go down this journey here with these 5 photos, which are great, and we're going to organize them in a sequence here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I decided to use this little 3D view as a way to kind of try and place the images. Not the best. A plan might have been better, but we're already 2 minutes into this video. So step 1. What's step 1? Step 1 is actually I'll tell you what step 1 is. We're going to just duplicate this page because I'm going to do another narrative, a different type of one. So I'm just going to, so this is what you can do with these spreads, which is neat. Duplicate spread, and there it is. It's the same spread. So we're going to edit this one. I will zoom in. I will click on these folks. Hold down the shift key, and I'll move them out of here. So similarly, I'm going to do the Control D maneuver. Now those were JPEGs. I just downloaded them from the site. You might have images of your own, and I put them in here. And so I have view 1. Hold on the shift key. Whoa. Uh-oh. Pausing. Okay. 1. If I hold down the shift, can I? Yeah, 2, 3, 4, 5. So what's nice is I can actually place these links all at once. I'll place them, and then you can see they show up there with the little number 5. And I'll click here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 photos. That's my Count. What's his name? The Count from Sesame Street. Okay, my computer is slowing down a bit here. Shift control. Ooh, I didn't hit them at the same time soon enough, so I want to resize these. I don't want to cut them all down. All right, so just resizing that down, so I can start to lay it out. So this is sort of like combo film strip and spatial sequence. As we discussed, the boundaries can be a little loose between them. But all I did there was I said, okay, let's start far away with this guy on the left. So most visual narratives in Western culture go left to right. So we'll start far away on the left. We'll get a little closer and a little closer. And this is like the, kind of the sort of most inward looking space. So this is this kind of nice in-between space, beautiful space. Like inside, indoor, outdoor kind of communication there. This is our more general indoor, and there we are down at the kind of most intimate spot. So we will now just kind of try to harmonize these a bit. And I'm going to use my layers here so I can lock some things. I'm going to move that text around too much. And all I did was I just started to bring these in to the same, roughly the same height. I could even turn the text off. It's just going to be a little easier to see. And so just bring these all kind of together. And I'm just going to find a common, again, clothesline. I'm going to find a common line at the top there, push them all up there, like so. And the trick is that I want to get them down to a height that feels manageable with the width. And there's a few ways you can do this. I did this the most simple way, the simplest way, which is to just shrink them all. But as we saw, you can clip them, right? So I could, I'll bring this guy over. I could just clip it like so. It might be interesting. A little bit of a cropping, so you can kind of play around with cropping and see what you get, see what you want to do. You could try to do them all sort of even widths, right? So you kind of get these like more cinematic snapshots. That might be nice, might be interesting, might get more height out of it. But I'm just going to do this sort of bone, simple approach. A little tedious, but that is Adobe Suite. It is a tedious tool. Okay, almost there. So a few things I want to do now. I want to arrange these guys and the reason why you might want to do something like what I just suggested, which is bring it down to a square. And let's just see what happens if I sort of, we'll call it roughly equalize them. I could even find a way to equalize them to the same square. But you can see already as we're lining that up, you kind of like this is an important space, but this is like starting to take over the story, the narrative, right? So if I flip over, it's not terrible, but this is really dominant. It's also a bit miscolored. I really should take that back into Photoshop and adjust the color so it's more in tune with it's a little warm, and these other grayscale ones are quite cool. And you can see here as I was doing this, you see the little, there's a little purple right there. So I can set up a kind of even spacing, but I want this a bit tighter. A good film strip has less white space between images. Why are you not nudging? I'm nudging with the arrow keys, but it's not moving. Okay, that's concerning. And so I'm going to kind of try and cram these together. There's a little bit of overlap here. It can get quite finicky. Quite finicky. Pan over, control. See that? It's just really. No, shoot. I didn't want to redo that. Just want to shift control, bring that down. I don't even know why I did that. I should just do this like that. Okay. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and move this a bit tighter in there. I still think they could be closer together because I'm gonna get them bigger again. There we go, that's moving now. Perfect. So I'm being a little looser with them because what I can do, if it works out, I think, actually, I shouldn't do it because if I had them equally widthed, I could do this align. So this is a window. You'd have to go up here, say window. Where is it? Utilities, version type tools, text image, drop pages, overlays, output, learn. There's an alignment tool. Anyway, it's in here. It's in here, I swear. Yeah, I had to find it from the pull-down menus. But in any case, if I click that guy, I have these different tools to align them. And I'm just going to move. I'm going to move a widget here. Hold Move that out of the way, or it's going to be in another menu way. Hopefully there, it won't be in the way. All right. So I can align these by center. This is not going to go well. I can align it by right edge. May not go well. But horizontally, I can align these so that the idea is to get that gap. See how that gap's tiny? That's a bit larger. It's just to even that gap out. So what happens if I do that? See, that's not what I wanted. If I do that, not what I wanted either. So ignore that. Use spacing. Use spacing. Try that. I haven't tried that before. Okay. Use spacing. Align to selection. Distribute spacing. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Aha! There it is. That's the stuff. Yeah, so that's basically evens out the spacing. So we get a nice, consistent thing. Now what I'll also do is I say control, is it control? Control G? Yeah, for group. So I just group those. So now I can manipulate and move them together. I don't have to be as finicky. Now I have a good film strip, good sequence, set of images. I'll snap that down into that corner, and I will then just control shift, and I can shift control. I can size them all at once. And C, W. Man, that's a little, it's a lot of verticals, right? And the columns are kind of making, these white spaces are kind of making verticals out of it. This could be better. I could really work this more, but maybe we need a bit more white space between them. Let's just try that. Let's just try it. So actually, this will be good use of that tool. So what I'll do is I'll ungroup them. I'll just say right-click, ungroup. I'm going to take this one guy. I'm going to move him much further out. It's probably a little too far, but let's just do that because I think we can do this quickly now that we know we have this on our side. So now, again, I'm going to do that. Right? So that evens it out. Do we feel a bit? It's just a really awkward. Those columns make it quite awkward. So I'm going to just nudge this in a touch. I don't think we're going to be able to perfect this. So, but you get a sense of the tool. Probably just leave it with what we do here for now. Maybe that's just a little bit better, a little calmer. All right, so I'm going to group this again, Control G. I'll bring my guides back so I can see and make sure I get into the margin there. Shift Control, bring that down to the margin. Get my layers back on, see where I am with that text. And so now I have this one more thing that we'll do to work on this together. I'll unlock my text so I can, not the guides, unlock the text so I can, I'm going to nudge you down. I think I'm going to nudge this down. I'm going to get that out of the way. And then I will do another Control D. And I will grab that image, which I'm going to use as a kind of guide, if you will. A sort of map to locate my views. Zoom in, position that, and then I'll show you how we made those markers to what I'd call them callouts, kind of. All right, so that's roughly similar to what we have here. Not the best, not the worst. Okay, great. I'll be back in a sec.